In life, we invariably take for granted the things that make our lives more convenient. Take the lavatory. Since 1775, the flushing toilet has remained pretty much the same. Such a humble appliance and such a big job to do. Based upon a plinth in a sculptor's studio, a piece of work is in progress. However, this is no Rodin. The initial stage in creating a lavatory is to assemble several moulds. Each new product requires the design of a master plaster mould from which they will produce a plastic tool or master. This will be used to create plaster duplicates. The plaster production mould of a toilet is made from 6 different segmented pieces, which have to be assembled. The process begins with a mixture of water and plaster according to a precise recipe. Then the liquid is poured into this filling hole of the tool. Once the plaster hardens, they can then proceed with the unmoulding. They separate the plaster mould from the surround with a rubber hammer so as not to cause any damage. The pieces are gently assembled and the toilet softly takes its shape. Then they install tensioning straps. Little blocks are inserted between the mould and the strap to increase the tension. The mould will soon be filled with liquid and the blocks prevent any distortion occurring. In massive vats, the recipe is being prepared. Known as slip, this is a composite of clay and silica. Now they install the core, the upper part of the mould. They can now proceed with the filling. This copper distribution pipe connected to the tank containing the slip allows the filling of several moulds at a time. About 20 kilos of the mix per mould is required. After an hour, the slip has attained a thickness of 1 centimetre and a plug is pulled to allow the excess slip to run out. They can now unmould the still fragile piece. This thicker slip is used to adhere these 2 pieces together. They cut the holes and disengage the ensemble. The toilet is now moulded. Then, to obtain a perfect appearance, they remove the little ridge formed by the surplus adhesive slip. The toilets air dry for 36 hours, then in a warm air dryer for 12 hours. Finishing must be impeccable. They carefully sand the surface to make it perfectly smooth. A vacuum cleaner draws up the dust. Then with a jet of compressed air, dust and debris are blown away. Bowls are then hand painted. As for the cistern tanks, they are painted by a robot. A truck then carries the different parts to the final fabrication stage, baking. The toilets remain in this oven at a very high temperature of 1176 degrees centigrade for 23 hours. It takes this long to fuse the clay and silica. The paint then becomes hard and shiny, and the finished article stands proud and new. After 4 days of labour, a sculptor and 20 kilos of slip, the lavatory is ready to carry on its job that we all take for granted.